morning guys. Right, I'm just trying to do a little POV view so that you can kind of see what I'm seeing, and then just going to do like a little daily drive. Let's see. So give me a second while I plug this in. That works right. Let's see if this works. Now I've got to tilt this upwards. It should work. Hopefully you can see what I see now. Let's see if this works. Alright. Put that away. There we go. Shoulder check. And off we go. Alright, so a bit early in the morning, so my voice might be a bit croaky, but I want to try and see if I can do these sort of daily drives and then just make it easy. Coming up to the end of the road, I'm going to be going left, so mirrors and signal, and then coming up, can't see. So as I get to the end, got the ambulance. So because of the ambulance, a lot of people are going to start pulling over. Notice you've got two of them, the fire brigade, sorry. Sometimes they come in 2s and 3s, so be careful. Don't just see, look out for one and go. That's it. So new road, new mirror, middle mirror check. So new road, new check. Yeah, now we're going to be turning right in a second, so we'll start checking my mirrors, and then we got these cars coming up. There's a little space here on the left, but I'm going to be going into the next one, so be careful of the road markings and signs. And then I'm also having a look into the road, always checking the road as well, because there might be pedestrians who are waiting to cross, etc., and that will mess up your turn. So let's see, just bear with me. Coming up to this little section here, got the Mercedes. I'm going to wait till they've gone, and they've got that car there, so I'm going to take that. Enough time for me to go. Sometimes you guys might take a little bit longer, so leave a slightly bigger gap. Now, slightly narrow road, park cars both sides. Always identify the fact that you've got parked cars on both sides. It makes life a little bit harder, because if another car is coming, you've got 4 cars in one row sometimes then. So you know, coming up to a bit of a bend, can't see, so I'm just going to be cautious, and then I can start to see a little bit over the brow. This car's got a nice gap with me as well, so there you go, simple. Now we're coming up to a roundabout at the end of the road, okay, and as we get to the roundabout, we're going to turn right. Now I can't see anything on the right hand side already, so I'm already thinking, right, this is going to be like a first gear scenario. So if you have a look here, I might go into first. There you go, and then it's clear, and I always check on the left anyway in case someone's making an error, and then off we go. Super bright, so sometimes you need the visor, so pop that down if you need to. Make sure you've got that control with one hand that you can drive. Always practice that as well, a little bit of one hand steering. Oh, keep that down, that's really bright. Alright, you might not be able to see now, so let me keep that up. Alright, it's hard to know what you lot are seeing as well, so I'm trying to check this camera thing, but yeah, it should be alright. Alright, roundabout coming up, and then it's clear, and off we go. Bend ahead, so make sure you're not even thinking about overtaking anything or anyone, because you can't see around this corner. There you go. Imagine trying to do that now and there's a truck coming like this. So never ever overtake or think about overtaking on blind bends. Okay, I've put a video up on that before as well, so just keep that in mind. Alright, make sure you got that 2-second rule gap. So let's see this lamppost when he goes past 1, 2, easy. So that's correct. Okay, speed at the moment, I don't know if you can see it, but it's 26, 27, 30 mile an hour road. So even if I wanted to try and overtake this guy, it would mean that you're breaking the limit. Okay, now I'm getting a bit close, so now I'm going to back off a little bit. That's it. Guy's driving a little bit slow for my liking. It's freezing out here today, God. now we're going to be turning left, so I'm going to do mirror, side mirror for cyclists. Okay, and then we're going to take the turn. You might not have seen much there because it was super bright, but hopefully the camera might adjust for that. Let's see. Okay, now it's one-way signs. We're going to join the dual carriageway, and then I'm going to drop a gear. I'm going to have a look. You can see a truck coming. Little shoulder check if I can, and then off you go. Make sure you cancel your signal after you join a dual carriageway or after you leave a roundabout, because there's not much of a turn done, and so it doesn't cancel itself. Now we've got traffic lights have been green for a while, so I'm going to check behind. There you go, look at that. And now it's changed. So if it's been green for a long time, make sure you're looking in advance. Okay, make sure that it, let me start that again. If you see it's green in advance, make sure you look behind, because the light might change on you, so at least you know if it's going to suddenly change. Is it going to be safe to brake hard or not, or is it too late and you've got to go through it? So these are 50-mile-an-hour roads, so what I tend to do is there'll be like a cut-off limit for me in my mind that right after this point I can't really stop, it will be unsafe, so I'm just going to go through it. But you know, you always need to make sure it's safe behind you. These lights are long. They're not normally this long. Should be out of turn now after this. Right, there you go. Got my feet ready, everything's ready. Off we go. A little check in the back mirror every now and then. Now sometimes, watch this guy, look, he's been a bit aggressive there. Wow, that was a sudden change, lane change. When they change lanes, try and make it... Wow. That was unbelievable. But I bet they want to try and turn soon, but lanes are closing in a second if you see both signs. You got both these lanes changing, so I'm going to change lanes in a second just to make that easier later on. Wow, that was super dangerous of that driver. I can't believe they did that. If you ever want to overtake or do anything like that, make sure you have ample space. Okay,
caution.
There you go. That's me lane changing. There's that driver again. Hope they don't do the same thing to me again. Good. So if you hear that caution, that just is my car telling me there's a speed camera coming up. But along this road they've taken that off anyway, so that's about it. Now I'm already on 50 odd, so I can't really go any faster at the moment, and we are going to be turning right at the roundabout soon, so that's why I've popped into this lane early. But you don't have to do it that early. I just know where I'm going, so I've just done it well in advance. I thought there was going to be roadwork coming up, but they haven't started them yet, obviously, so that's one of the reasons I got into this lane as well. But now we've got the roundabout coming up. We're going to go right, third exit. Okay, it's that little tiny little one over there, and we're going to be going towards that. So loads of traffic, so I'm going to start slowing in case someone tries to pop out or anything crazy again. So mirror, signal, change to second gear. Okay, biting point, make it smooth, and then always smooth on approach. It's a green light, so you don't need to look really on the right, but I do just check anyway, just you never know, people do it wrong, etc. And then we're coming up, so that's your first exit gone. okay? Here's your second exit. So as soon as I'm kind of in line with it, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to lane change soon. Okay, popped it back in, have a look in my mirror, signal left, checking the side wear, and then slowly, smoothly gliding out. So you never do aggressive turns, okay? It's a little glide out, and that's how you do it. Most of the time what happens is students end up turning a lot, and when they turn a lot, then that causes the problems on the roundabout and they find it harder. So that's the exit we want to go into, and then we're going to do a final check before we leave and go from there. So now we've got a car there, a van there on my left, so I've got to be a bit careful of that. The exit's slightly wide enough, so oh, we've got a road closed ahead sign. Oh, hope that's not the case, because I will be late otherwise. Let's see, you can see it probably. There you go. Long light. There we go. Lights change, and off we go. So I'm going to check in the left mirror. The van's done it wrong anyway. Good. Good. You can see how a lot of people do things wrong, which is part of life, unfortunately. There you go. Felt like this driver didn't even look on the left, on the right, sorry, but they must have. Let's see. This might be a good thing. You might spot every problem that every other driver does as well, including myself. There we go. There's me speeding. Alright, now anytime that happens, now watch, have a look at this. If I go over the speed limit, okay, if I go up to, let's say 34, 35, if I come off the gas, look, I'm off the gas at the moment, and it takes a while for the speed to drop back. Now this is on a slight incline, okay, so let's try that again. So if I go up a little bit more, alright, and then I come off the gas, it's taking time to come back. Okay, so what you guys have to do, sometimes every car is different, right? So sometimes what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to just brake straight away. So say I go over a little again, all right, and now I'm gonna brake smoothly to bring it back again. Okay, only doing this so you guys know what to do. Obviously don't break the speed limit, but that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, so now we're coming up to a sharp bend ahead, and gonna follow it around, and then there's going to be a giveaway line there. So I'm starting to look early. These guys cut the turn as well. Look early, and then off you go. Coming up to the traffic lights, I'm going to be turning right, so I'm in the right lane. Good. So I hope that helped. What I'll do is I'll try and do a few more of these sort of things later on, just so it's like little tidbits, as they say, just so you look and have a look and then see how other drivers drive, how we are meant to drive, and then hopefully that will help you guys in your test. So there we go. That's it. So now we're just joining this road, and every time you join a road, the speed continues, so it's 30 miles an hour until it says otherwise, and then it will change in a second, but I just know the road anyway. So apart from that, you guys should be alright. This is a long winding road, so you might get bored watching this one, but oh, this isn't the road that changes to 40, sorry, it's the other road. That's one reason also. I don't want you guys memorizing routes all the time. Sometimes I was telling a student the other day, they were saying, oh, we came from a different route on the roundabout. I was like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. You're doing the roundabout. So whether you come right third exit from this way or left first exit from that way, you know, the main thing is you know what to do on the roundabout. Don't worry about where you're coming from and how difficult it is, etc. Just deal with it. You know the method, you know the rules, and that's all that really matters. So keep that in mind. It's good to know the area, don't get me wrong, it helps a lot, but you know, don't memorize everything. Don't try and be that exact, you know. As for example, just now when I said, oh, this is a 40 road, and it's not, and I was thinking of the road parallel to this, and that one's 40. So you know, that's really important. So on the ground here, double solid lines, and they are important. No overtaking unless obviously there's a hazard, or any object or vehicle traveling at 10 miles an hour or less. Okay, and maintain decent gaps from cars ahead. There was a video I might pop up because some guy yesterday got distracted with a passenger behind him, and he went into the back of my car very lightly, so it wasn't an issue. I was a bit annoyed they didn't stop afterwards just to make sure there was no issue with my car, but you know, maybe he just thought it was a slight little infringement and it wasn't a big thing. But anyways, that's that. But yeah, just, you know, keep your eye clearly in front of you, making sure you know what's around, maintain decent gaps. You know, there was a time when I used to drive and we were allowed to use phones back, you know, long time ago. It wasn't illegal, and I would hate using it anyway. And if ever we needed to text or anything like that, I knew there was that risk and danger, so I would always just maintain a gap, and a larger gap from the car in front. So whenever there's risks and dangers and stuff, look at that view, it's so nice. Wow. Whenever there's dangers and risks, just make sure you maintain bigger gaps, and then you'll be fine. Okay, hopefully it won't be an issue. But yeah, never have your phone with you or use in your hand while you drive. Now you guys know the rules. I've had students trying to pull out phones while they're in a lesson, but you know, even if you're stopped at traffic lights or anything like that, just, you know, be careful. Make sure you don't break that rule. All right, hope this helps, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye. Stop recording.